Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another beautiful day here in sunny Southern California. First, thank you all for helping me get to, I think we're going to cross the 19,000 subscriber mark today. I feel it in my bones. We're almost there. That means 20,000 subscribers are coming up. That is a benchmark never thought I'd get to. With all of your support, we are going to get there. So today's video, I'm going to shift a little bit off of the Dodge. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about this because I've been trying to get my wife to be open to getting a Trackhawk, even if we got, you know, because you can't find them new anywhere, maybe a year-old Trackhawk. It'd be great, but she's still fighting me on it. She's got this passion and love for these BMWs, despite the fact that they can do 0 to in the shop, what we found with this one, in about 3,500 miles. Nonetheless, you'll hear more about that in a second. And I think you'll be surprised at how amazing this little soccer mom's SUV is. So stick around. I'm going to show you the exterior and interior of this thing in a second. Then I'm going to tell you all about the car, what we paid for it, and some things that'll shock you about this thing, and we'll take you for a ride as well. So let's roll the intro.
In my Beamer, all day I drive around in my Beamer.
Listen to the popping. I know. Right. Tell everybody why you like BMWs, even though this has been in the shop for 2 weeks.
The only reason it's been in the shop for 2 weeks is because they
It's
didn't...
a BMW.
No.
Because
they didn't realize that there's 3 different heads for this unit. And
Who didn't realize that?
The BMW people. They didn't realize. They kept trying to program it because I want the weather on the split screen.
So the BMW people who made the car...
No. The service department people...
Who work on the car for a living...
Yeah, didn't know. They had to call... they had to call Germany. And finally Germany was like, it's not on that car. It's why it resets every time you do it. How
many miles do you have on it?
3,772.
And why don't you want a Dodge Trackhawk?
I love BMWs. My last one, because it didn't have the M or anything fancy, it was perfect. It was fine, except I nailed the rim on a curb, but that was like user error.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't like BMW error. It was my error.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also it was in the shop because I don't think you can see it now, but maybe you can show later so I can light this up different colors, right?
Yeah.
All the way around the car on all 4 doors. So they had to replace that. They thought it might just be LEDs, but it was actually the LED modules. So luckily the car's under warranty, because that to me sounded like it was probably a $1,500
Whoa, go.
problem. I'm not gonna hit it again. Other than that, they're fantastic vehicles.
Other than being in the shop all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not, not yes, no. That's ridiculous. So every time you get in the car, you have to push the start stop, or as soon as you stop at a light, your car like completely stops, and then you forget you have it, and then you think your car just died in the middle of the road.
Do you like this more than your Range Rover?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's in the shop the same amount of time.
No, the Range Rover lived in the shop. Was there like all the time.
So in comparison, it makes this look good. So yeah, that's good.
But my other one was never in the shop. My
7 Series was in the shop all the time.
It also had the M thing on it.
Yep.
And I think it's totally to do with adding the sport thing.
Might be because of the BMW emblems on it. See? Dine in now open. Face mask required. Even though Orange County says you don't have to have it.
Yeah, well technically...
I've got my face mask.
Technically you don't have to wear it. But...
Very careful,
okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay?
Nice.
Thank you. I'm happy.
So I'm going to take your car and do some off-roading today and show them how capable it is up in the hills.
Hell, you are. No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, I'm leaving on a trip. Don't you break my car, I'm going to break your face.
It's going to be a good test to show everybody how off-roading capabilities.
No. There's nothing on that car that says it has off-road capabilities. Nothing.
It's an SUV.
What would even give you the idea that you could take that thing off-road?
That it's high off the ground and it's all-wheel drive.
No. It's all-wheel drive for better handling. It's off the ground because it's a mom car.
No, off-road though. Should have that thing today.
No, you're not.
You stick GoPros all over it
No, you're not.
and then do donuts out in the dirt.
What do you suppose that I'm going to drive on my trip? And don't say that Prius.
You're gonna drive your car.
Not if you wreck it.
Oh,
No.
wreck it.
No.
Do you have a spare tire in your car
No.
in case I pop it?
No. They're run flat. Well, I don't know actually. I could look.
I just gotta find my Auto Club card to make sure in case something bad does happen, you know? Folks, I'll put a link to her channel below and go subscribe. And if we get enough subscribers before there's any real content there, she's gonna video their entire trip.
Jaime's Caminos.
That's the name of your channel. Tell them why you came up with that name.
So my maiden name is Rhodes. My name's Jamie Rhodes. Before I was married, and so when I took Spanish class, I knew that I'd been called Jaime my whole life. People always called me that. And then I saw that a Camino was a road, and my last name is spelled completely different. But I was like Jaime Caminos, Jamie Rhodes, and then it stuck, and then everyone called me that.
You only have 6 subscribers, so now I'm gonna put a link to your channel in the description. So ask them if they'll follow you.
Will you please follow me so I can have a name?
So Jaime's Caminos.
Jaime's Caminos.
That's not
Jamie's
silly.
Rhodes. That's awesome. It's clever.
And then you'll be on the road, so you'll film
The roads.
All right.
Roads on the road.
Link in the description below.
All right.
Let's go off road to BMW.
Let's go do something. But not that. We can tear up your car all you want. You're not tearing up my car.
Perfect for off-roading.
I don't think I have an extra tire.
Just checking for the extra tire. There is no extra tire. Nope.
Unless it's really far down there. Like under that.
Yeah, keep looking.
Oh, it's my chair. I forgot my chair was in there.
Someone stole your spare.
It might be all the way under that thing.
It's no spare. This green with run flats.
Probably not because the car's not that low.
Keep looking.
I don't think there's a place for it.
Oh, whoa. Look at this. Sounds good. What happened to your arm? No. What happened?
Well, that's when I burnt it.
On what?
The same day I burnt the barbecue, caught the barbecue on fire.
You almost burned the house down?
So I put the stuff on a pan in the oven.
We gotta go buy another fire extinguisher.
And I pulled it out, and with this hand, and it was really big, and I didn't realize that this arm was right there. So when I pulled it, it stuck on my arm and seared my arm.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. Yeah, we need to get a fire extinguisher and a barbecue.
Because you destroyed the barbecue?
Because I burned it up. It's because it didn't get cleaned properly like it should have all the time. And then there was tons of drippings in the bottom, and then all it needed was that butter that I stuck on that corn to ignite itself.
And almost burned the house down. Yeah.
And you were trying to put water on it. I was like,
I was trying to save the house.
You can't put water on a grease fire. It gives it more life. It just makes the fire worse. How do you not know that?
I know that, but I was panicked and I didn't want the house to burn down.
Yeah, well, you would have caught it more on fire.
I was worried about losing my car in a house fire.
Then instead of putting water on a grease fire, you should have.
I was gonna push that thing in the damn pool if I had to. This was not gonna have the fire department at our house. We weren't gonna be those people.
Because of the barbecue.
Mm-hmm. This thing is so fast.
It is so fast.
Jeez.
I mean, it makes your head go back. It's not obviously as fast as your car, but for an SUV
It moves.
that looks like a mom car. Well,
I love the cars too. I love them
Isn't
too.
your problem? It's not your problem.
No, I'm just
Does
trying.
not affect your life
At some point,
in any way.
me and all of my subscribers have decided that at some point you're getting a Jeep Trackhawk. So we're just gonna whittle you down until that day comes. So until you give in. That's the strategy. That's the plan. So it's okay. I'm gonna go four-wheel this thing today.
No, you're not.
We're gonna maybe need a new car after that.
Yeah.
I dropped the deductible on the insurance, so we're good. All right, first I'm gonna show you what the car looks like inside and out, and then I'm gonna jump in the car, take you for a drive, and tell you all about this fast little SUV we've got.
Staten Island is the place I rep. I put my heart and soul into the very death. As I walk, people stare and they're like, how this kid swagger so tight? Oh my god, I'm a money making machine. Inquired all the time, questions pop up. Where I'm getting that green, they wanna know where I go, what I do, where I'm at, click clack. Recommend you stay back, I'm a crazy made man for you yet to discover. Keep pushing my buttons and I'ma start the show. Let the others understand how I roll in the streets, a true soldier. Always carrying my heat. Winner, winner is all here around me. Cause that's the usual life of an OG. When I hit up the mall, people be asking me how. Each of my arms is bigger than my house. In my beamer, all day I drive around in my beamer. In my beamer, all day I drive around in my beamer. Starting hard, looking fresh. In my beamer, all day I drive around in my beamer.
When I step up on his block and I take a look at his beamer, the kid's so hot he's making me drop. I wanna ride in his beamer. His wind shining up in my eyes and it's got me so hypnotized. Something about him I don't really know, but the way he puts on his show. In my beamer, all day I drive around in my beamer. In my beamer, all day I drive around in my beamer.
All right, so I think you'd agree it's a really nice looking SUV. As far as SUVs go, because I know they all look pretty much the same, but this thing looks really nice. And the fact that it is very fast and very obnoxious, hopefully you can hear some of that popping, just crackling behind this thing. It makes it so much fun to drive in comparison to almost any other SUV that I've ever seen. Now, I have not been in a Trackhawk. This thing is so fast. So, you know, it's not a fair comparison. It's also double the price of this thing. So, for the money, this thing's pretty incredible. So, just a quick backstory. I bought this for my wife about 2 weeks before I bought my Hellcat as a strategic move, knowing that I'm going to buy this Hellcat and I'm going to take a beating when I do. And there was no way around that. That was going to happen, and I needed to kind of telegraph that punch, because I knew that if I bought a new car, especially something that expensive, that if she didn't get a new car when her lease was coming up on her other BMW, then I'd hear about it. So I went and I got this thing, secured this, and when I went to the dealership, the objective was to buy an X5, and the X5s, you can get them for right in the range of price of one of these things, but you're not going to get the power unless you spend way more money to get something, you know, a bigger motor or something in the X5. And at a certain point, you just gotta stop the insanity with the amount of money that you spend on these cars. So I wanted power. Whoa, this thing is so quick. And this had it. And when the car salesman said, "Hey, look, I get you're not, you know, super excited about the X5, basically the base motor, base model, but I've got this X3M40 thing that is really fast, and the exhaust crackles. It's just nasty and fun and exciting, and I think she'd like it." And I said, "Well, roll it up." So we brought it up, still plastic all over it, and peeled the plastic off the seats. We jumped in, went around the corner. I drove for about 3 miles. I said, wrap it up, I want this car, and they gave us a great deal. So the price on it was about $58,500. I got it for about $52,500, and they got me out of that little 4 Series early on the lease on that thing. So, you know, they really did good by us. So this is a really good deal. For a little over 50 grand, you get just under 400 horsepower, just about 365-ish foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds from the 3-liter inline turbocharged 6-cylinder motor that in sport mode will feel like it's going to pop a wheelie. I mean, it feels like it's going to take off. I don't want to get pulled over. And I'm telling you, it's astonishing. I mean, I've seen some older M5s that this thing kept up with, and I shocked them because they didn't realize that this thing moved like that. Because you see an X3, you assume it's kind of the lower end, entry level BMW SUV after the X1 and X2, I think they have. But this combination is magical. So the power in this thing is nuts. The looks are great. It's got the cool wheels on it, the great brakes. It's got amazing stopping power. It's loud, it's obnoxious, but the interior is luxury. It's pure luxury in every way, just like any BMW is. You can't argue that BMWs have beautiful interiors, despite the fact that this thing's already been in the shop for 2 weeks and it only has 3,500 miles on it. It reminds me of my 7 Series, which spent, you know, a ton of time in the shop too. It's just a cool car, but you know, nowadays it seems like we just don't have good luck with the BMW product. So and when people say, oh, you talk about the Dodge being so reliable, but you've never had a Dodge more than 20,000 miles. Listen, man, I've never had a BMW more than 5,000 miles that didn't find its way into the shop already. So when a car, any car that I own, gets past like 4,000 or 5,000 miles and has not gone to the shop yet, I'm already impressed by it. This thing already in the shop, but she loves it. She loves the BMWs. I can't get her into the Trackhawk yet, at least not in that mentality, but someday with your help, following her channel, we will get her to that place of acceptance to where she gets to drive one and realize that while this thing is astonishingly quick, that thing is just lights out fast. So the cool thing about this, though, the 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, anybody can pretty much get it there. It's all-wheel drive. It's got a ton of power. You put it in sport mode, and you hold onto the wheel, and you just smash the pedal. No wheel spin, because it's all-wheel drive, and it takes off like a bat out of hell. There's not any special tires you need to put on it or anything. It's going to do that 4.4 seconds very consistently. I don't have a 0 to 60 timer in here, but I'll tell you just the feeling of it, I know we're getting there. Like I said before, you know, people pull up alongside you and they see it and they see the little M badge, and even though it's not the M competition, so they say it's not the real M, it is a screamer. Like this guy in the Audi doesn't have a chance. It shocks people how fast it'll go. Again, the interior, totally luxury. It's got all the cool, you know, brushed aluminum accents in it. It's got the really cool looking dash and all the awesome neon, or not neon, but you know, that LED lighting. That's one of the things that broke already, but they fixed it. LED lighting all the way around at night. It's got the really cool panoramic sunroof, which is a must-have if you get an SUV. I mean, look at this thing. If you're in the back, you're a passenger in the back, I mean, you've got just a view like you wouldn't believe. And obviously up here, it's really cool too. So that's awesome. Tons of storage in the back. The back folds down. The back seats fold down, and you can put, you know, huge things back there. And so for a family car, this thing's really, really great. They're going to take this on a long trip across country, and I know it's safe. So regardless of the reliability issues, the car is really safe. You know, it's got all the airbags on every single pillar in this thing, in the front and back and everywhere. So I'm comfortable with them being on the road in it, that they're going to be okay. And any normal fender benders, they're going to come out of it. So that's the X3M40i in a nutshell. I know I've wanted to share this with you for a long time, because when we bought it, I was really excited about it too. I wanted to put it on the channel, and then coronavirus came, and just so many things. Then I got the Hellcat, and of course that took over the channel. So now we had a break today. I was able to get the car from her after being in the shop for 2 weeks and steal it. I do have to go put gas in it for her, and she right now is probably stressing out thinking I'm out off-roading her car. We know I would never do such a thing. So with that, thank you all for following. We're almost 19,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, comment, and stay tuned for another video next week.
All day I drive around in my Beamer.
Let's go.